Hi everyone, this is Julie of TNM TV. Welcome to my channel, and if you are still new here, please click that subscribe button below, hit that notification bell so that you will be updated with my future videos. Today's episode is all about self-care. If you are interested about this topic, please continue watching. Okay, so before we start, let me introduce myself first. I am Julie, and I am currently enrolled in my master's, specifically clinical psychology, and we have this subject, crisis intervention. So, bakit nga ba self-care ang ating topic for today? Again, aside from requirement ako siya sa school, is also something that I'd like to talk about because for me lang parang it's something that is easier said than done. It seems cliche and it seems parang common siya na topic. However, when you are at a point of a crisis or something na you are going through something really serious or difficult for you to handle, yun na nga, parang when we try to trace the cause of that experience, we see that self-care paminsan yung nakakaligtaan natin gawin, kaya umaabot tayo sa ganong point. So, yes, self-care is for all, but I'd like to focus this time for people in mental health profession. Okay, so ano nga ba yung magiging flow natin ngayon? Initially, may mga concepts muna tayong i-define, and also I will be reading some information coming from my references, and I will be sharing my personal insights about the topic. And for us to learn further, nag-invite po ako ng guest. Wow, guest! So, I have some clarifications and questions about this topic na raise ko sa kanya. And yes, malalaman nyo ang mga sagot at kung ano yung mga questions ko sa kanya at the end of this videos. Most information that I will be sharing to you guys will be coming from two references. The first one is from the online course I took last March 2019. It was from Argao Center for Psychological Services in partnership with Smarter One Philippines. Online course was about basic mental health and psychological first aid in the school and workplace. And the other reference is from the Society for the Advancement of Psychotherapy, which can be found online. So, lahat ng mga information and concepts na masishare ko for today will be linked in the description box below so that you will have your own copy just in case that you are interested to learn further about this information. I hope you also get to be interested with the topic. And if you are ready, let's start and let's learn together. So, there are actually various sources defining what crisis is. But, to summarize, crisis is a state or a condition where an individual loses his or her balance or state of equilibrium because of an event that is overwhelming and that the person's coping mechanisms are no longer effective. As human beings, we are temporarily unable to find relief in the crisis situation. So, crisis is a period of difficulty. It is somehow a make or break kind of situation. It is also something that is temporary but would lead to a positive or negative outcome. If we are to base sa first world countries, meron talaga silang tinatawag na crisis intervention specialist, or meron silang mga specific courses intended for crisis intervention. However, if we are to base here in the Philippines, yung mga crisis interventionist natin, sila po yung ating mga psychologists, yung mga guidance counselors, social workers. Sila yung mga trained individuals na pwede pong makapag-conduct ng psychological first aid, crisis intervention to specific clients. So, mental health profession and the practice of psychotherapy is actually a very rewarding type of profession. So, kung paano ka nakikipag-deal sa client mo, yung experience na matulungan sila, yung sense of fulfillment also na you are able to provide empathy, you are able to help someone na ma-survive yung particular difficulty or your particular crisis sa kanilang buhay. It is something that is really fulfilling. So, syempre, yung mga crisis interventionist natin ay mga tao lang din naman. We cannot avoid that there are situations na emotionally challenging. And if we do not attend to our own functioning and to our own wellness, we can be at risk of developing problems with our professional competence. When we say distress, it is something that is normal. Lahat tayo nakaka-experience ng challenges in our daily living. So say for example, challenges in meeting our deadlines at work or at school, challenges at home, sa mga errands natin. But while distress is something that is normal, when this is left unchecked over time, it can lead to burnout. Burnout has three components. First is emotional exhaustion, second is depersonalization, and third is a decreased sense of accomplishment. Vicarious traumatization is sometimes referred as secondary traumatic stress or compassion fatigue. When crisis interventionists are treating clients who are victims of trauma, psychotherapists may themselves be traumatized with the intense experience of engaging in this kind of psychotherapy. The practice of self-care is actually an ongoing endeavor. We are never done with self-care. It must be engaged in throughout our careers. As our life changes, as we encounter different transitions in our life, and so our self-care practices. Being aware and being mindful of your personal warning signs will tell you if you are adequately meeting your self-care needs. Assess your warning signs. I have disturbed sleep, eating, or concentration. I isolate myself from family, friends, and colleagues. I fail to take regularly scheduled breaks. I enjoy my work less than in the past. I find myself bored, disinterested, or easily irritated by clients. I have experienced recent life stressors such as illness, personal loss, relationship difficulties, financial problems, or legal trouble. I feel emotionally exhausted or drained after meeting with certain clients. I find myself thinking of being elsewhere when working with clients. I am self-medicating, overlooking personal needs, and overlooking my health. I find my work less rewarding and gratifying than in the past. I am feeling depressed, anxious, or agitated frequently. I am enjoying life less than in the past. I find myself experiencing repeated headaches and other physical complaints. I sit staring into space for hours and can't concentrate on my work. To integrate self-care into our daily life, Barnett and Sarnell has recommended the following. Make adequate time for yourself. Schedule breaks throughout the day. Do things you enjoy. Engage in hobbies. Take care of yourself physically and spiritually. Take care of the relationships in your life. It's okay to say no. Do not isolate yourself. Keep in mind that self-care is a good thing. Watch out for warning signs such as violating boundaries, self-medicating, wishing patients would not show up, finding it difficult to focus on the task at hand, boredom, fatigue, and missing appointments. Watch out for distress, burnout, and competence problems in your colleagues. Conduct periodic distress and competence self-assessments and seek help when it is needed. Focus on prevention. Seek out personal psychotherapy. Use colleague assistance programs. Participate in peer support groups. Accept that you are human, in need of assistance, and a work in progress. Do not try to be perfect, to have it all, or to do it all. Know your limits and be realistic. So, as mentioned po kanina, meron din po akong questions. And tinanong ko po ito sa aking kaibigan na psychologist, paano niya ginagawa yung self-care as mental health practitioner.
Good day, I'm Silvino, a practicing psychologist and guidance counselor sa isa ka university dito sa Davao. So, nako karon para mag-answer sa mga few questions regarding counseling and crisis intervention. Ang rule of thumb kay dapat ang session kay mag-last siya for about an hour or so per client. However, walay fix na premise kung pila ka kliyente yung pwede cater. However, kinahanglan nato bantayan ang ato ang sarili pod kasi basin sobra na kaayo ang atong ginamit na mga client tapos na burnout na data, stress na day kayo ta. So, maapektuhan po ang ato ang sariling kapasidad to actually give our best na matabangan sila. Kung stress na po kayo ang isa ka counselor, more likely affected na iyahang ability to listen, kapasidad na mag-show empathy sa client, hindi na masulod ang burnout. Ang counselor mismo should be mindful, hantod pila lang po iyahang kaya jud. In practice, mabantayan na po na sa kuang end, although wala kay ko nagatanaw sa bilang, pero I would look at kung unsa na time of day ko dealing anak effective. So for example, around 12 noon to 1:30 or 2 kay usually nga nako ka dira ko katulgon. So likely ano na time, dili pod kaayo ko naga-cater or naga-schedule og counseling. However, mo cater ko kung na walk-in. Lisod pod na cater ka tapos dili ka fully present sa ato ang client. Kung bago pa ka sa counseling profession or therapy, I think mas advisable if you would cater only around 5 clients per day muna so that you will have the gauge ba kung asa jud imong limitation. Then kapag tan-on nimo is makaya na nimo og handle ang bulk sa kliyente, then you can somehow navigate. Pwede nimo siya increase, and somehow dili po necessary na consistent na everyday 8 or 10 kabuo. Nakadepende siya again sa counselor. Kinahanglan na isa ka counselor, isa ka interventionist mindful sa iyahang kapasidad ug sa iyahang well-being every single day. The risk of having a burnout. Number one, isa po ito sa mga frontliners for mental health. And basically, because of that, just listening to the stories of others somehow would take a lot of energy from us. Dili nato hatagan og attention ang burnout na na-feel na day nato. Then more likely, it would affect our efficiency sa pag-intervene sa concern sa ubang tao. The moment that we are unable to efficiently or effectively listen to another person or to our client, then more likely it can be a sign of burnout. And without us having that ability to listen, therapeutic relationship and therapeutic process will not work. Or perhaps during the session, just because we are burned out, saying magbelittle ka sa iyong problem. And that's a very no-no. Professionally affected ang therapeutic relationship. Imbis na matabangan na to ang individual, kaya mapalala na nato yung sitwasyon, diba? So, we have to go back to the basic. We really cannot give what we do not have. And if during that time, we don't have that ability to share our energy sa ilaha, then more likely, dili po jud nato sila ma-uplift sa concern na naa sila. Dili nato ni siya ma-resolve, then more likely, affected po ang ato ang efficiency of becoming an interventionist or therapist sa any person na makasalamuhan nato or sa atong kliyente. Dapat maging mindful ta sa atong kaugalingon. So meaning, feeling nato overwork nato or stress na kayo ta, then dili dapat nato i-allow atong sarili na mag-schedule of another session if we feel that we are unable to do so. However, basin di ay instances na naka-schedule na ta ahead of time, then we go back to the basic. We of course cater them. Before ta makipag-session sa ilaha, we always have to give ourselves about 10 minutes, or 15 minutes or 5 minutes. Wato sa CR, wato sa tagawas, mag-inom sa tagtubig, mag-inom sa tagapi, or mukaon o relieving na food for us like banana, pwede, even candy within that 5 minutes, then pwede na siya maka-relieve sa tuwa. Pero dili ni siya absolute, of course, diba? Just because ingon ako ni doesn't mean na more effective yun all the time. Ingon pa gani isa ka teacher abnormal psychology. Experience will give you wisdom. With your experience, you will eventually learn and know kung unsa ang mga ways na pwede nimo himuon para ma-alleviate nimo mong sarili. Kasi helping professionals man ta, as much as possible, ang welfare and well-being sa atong kliyente ang pinaka-importante. Though equally important ang atong well-being, pero kung naanata sa therapeutic relationship, importante jud ang ilahang well-being na maka-ventilate sila. It is important na para sa isa ka client na ma-feel niya that he or she is attended with, he or she is being listened to, actively listened to, and he or she is being accepted during the session. With all the things that I have said, balik ko sa giingon ni John Carlson. Si John Carlson is isa sa mga Adlerian psychologist, practitioner. Ingon niya, mental health professionals are supposed to be the personification or the embodiment of the practice. So meaning, kita dapat ang maging role model. What is mental health? Di lang inside the counseling session or counseling room, kundi pati sa itong kinabuhi mismo. Given that, kung ginaingnan nato sila na i-practice ang mindfulness, so kita po mismo dapat natin i-practice ang mindfulness. We can only do as much. We're not God. We're only instrument of the healing process. So as much as possible, we need to know our limitation and always become the embodiment of the profession that we have studied. That's all. Thank you and God bless.
To Servin, I'd like to thank you for being so supportive and also for your insights and the time and effort that you have shared. So to end this vlog, I'd like to say that in overcoming stressful experiences, sometimes yung nagiging reason din kaya nai-encounter natin yung difficulty ng situation is that we tend to think na kailangan siya ng malaking effort or malaking step in order to overcome the situation. So it does not really require a heroic act or a complete life makeover to generate a positive result. Sometimes, the smallest step could make the biggest impact. Never underestimate the power of a restful 8 hours of sleep. That would be all. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, share, watch, and see you on my next vlog. Bye!